another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way. Ah, yes. Give me a moment to recall the way. I can guide you there if you wish. I suppose we'll just have to go where we're bid. Good thing we're used to thinking on our feet. Our road was a long one, but here we are at last.
Shall we report this development to Captain Bront? Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager. We could pick some now, and use them when the need arises. We'll never get anywhere if all we do is rest.
'Tis enough to make camp only when the need arises. Goblins, master!
I suppose I'll handle this.
I knew you'd prevail, master.
Keep on like that.
My magic, use your weapons with the fury of the elements.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. Griffin gets the worm. That was thrilling. I did not know I could feel so alive.
Appreciate it. A token of my appreciation.
Follow me, if you would.
Right where it hurts.
encountered such a strategy.
Oh well, color me surprised.
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait right there.
always be so in step, eh?
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials. Materials result in different creations. This ox cart has sailed. It is in a dreadful state.
Wrought by the hands of brigands. Or the claws of monsters.
Caution would be wise, but we ought not let it halt us in our course. We would be ill-advised to proceed without light. Not much chance of a friendly conversation with this lot. Cannot be too careful.
Let my magic grant you an elemental boon.
gonna eat.
Come on, put up a fight.
Feast your eyes on this!
I grant you lightning smack.
Bats arisen.
Hardly the cleanest of beasts.
Come to think of it, some masters rearrange their party at the drop of a hat. One such arisen dismissed me after only half a day of service.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
An unlikely location for a path. Mayhap it leads to a hidden hoard of treasure.
Pray keep your wits about you. We'd need them to go barging in.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
Come to think of it, we're all of differing vocations, aren't we?
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
We must each of us hone our skills. A jack of all trades is a master of none.
The tiger is upon us!
Caution would be wise, but we will not let it halt us in our course.
Let my magic be a weapon of fury again. Ye really pushing your luck. There's some sort of...
I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on?
The sky is radiant this night. I feel at peace to gaze upon it.
I suppose 'tis so.
If memory serves, there is another place we were to visit, not far from here.
Shall we head there now? 'Twould save us having to make the trip again. This ladder can take us to new heights.
We ought to put it to good use.
Have you come to be curious of other vocations? While 'tis admirable to devote, particularly if you are eligible for a special... Vocation. Heretofore Have you found any of the items we discussed? Perchance. Always a pleasure. Welcome.
Frey, follow me. tale is, Vermund was once a Beastren kingdom.
Fascinating.
We have reached our destination.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak? You will want to hear this. 'Tis information of great import. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You've done a fine job culling those monsters, Your Majesty. 'Tis common knowledge among the people that 'twas you who delivered them from danger. The number of those who seek out this tavern in the hope of an audience with the Arisen grows by the day. Should you continue to display such valor, the day will soon come when Disa can no longer deny your presence. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. 'Tis a symbol of my own gratitude.
We have achieved our objective.
Indeed. You've culled more than your fair share of monsters. I expect tales of your valor will soon be
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Disa's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
Right, just follow me. Oh, these writings could be of import.
It couldn't hurt to take a peek.
I sense eyes upon us.
We've come all this way, only to find ourselves unawaited. Perhaps our timing was awry. Waiting around doesn't seem like to do us much good. What could we be missing here?
Oh dear. Hail, friend. Have you a spare moment? I've an eye for people, and my instincts tell me you're of trustworthy ilk. I'm in a bit of a quandary, you see. I'm to be gone for a week, with no one slated to mind the house in my stead. Fear not, I only ask your name to list as a tenant. You needn't bother yourself with the cleaning, and I don't expect you to stay cooped up in there, neither. I'd be much obliged if you'd simply consider my home a waypoint on your travels. Sound appealing? Then come on by and have a look-see. I've taken the liberty of marking the location on your map.
Good day to you.
Say, have I seen you around?
Follow me.
Well met, son. How might I be of service? Well met, son. How might I be of service? Well met, son. How might I be of service? Fancy a look at my wares?
There's a ladder here.
Come take a look. You'll be glad you did. Always a pleasure.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Welcome to Bjorn's, and quality's what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, many thanks. I appreciate the business.
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
Where will the wind blow me today?
Fancy a look at my wares?
Follow me then, unless you doubt my sense of direction. Good. We're here.
What?
You've come. Glad to see you, friend. So, What say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? As I've said, you needn't worry about tending to the place. Many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you. I'll stop by again in a week's time, but till then, farewell.
I'm all for camping, but solid walls are a joy that can't be beat. And ours for a full week at the... Hodge, what a steal.
It is as you say. Getting proper rest is an important duty in its own right.
Apes.
Tis a relief to be home. Let us just say that not all Arisen are quite like you, Master.
Stop it.
A good sleep does wonders.
Off we go then.
Feeling rested, I trust?
I know precisely when a curative is needed, Master. You'll never fall in battle so long as I'm around. I'm all for camping, but solid walls are a...
I'll pick that up. We might have need of it. Not an encounter I've foreseen. Here, strike lightning on the side. Look out, Arisen! We're under attack! Fall back, and I'll make our journey easier.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day?
Very well.
I'll guide you there directly.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
So, we find...
Me? Just going for a stroll. Hi. Faring well, I hope. Would you care to join me? I'd not say no to a bit of company. I was hoping you'd say that. Do you know, I had a feeling we'd meet here today. Say, you're not from round here, are you? How I envy you. This city is all I know. I long to learn more of the outside world, but Mother won't allow it. She's always telling me how dangerous. After all, if the world... It seems unfair that I alone should be shielded from that reality. But listen to me waffling on. Ah, I almost forgot. I happened upon this little curio the other day. Here, you're welcome to it if you'd like. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon. Till then, farewell.
I keep my prices as fair as I can afford. Oh, I can't complain, really.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature.
As I recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
We'll make our way there in time. As to whether 'twill be sooner or later, that is for the Arisen to decide.
Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. to respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless been consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Through his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as answer my riddle. say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense to conquer his foe and banish it thence.
Got something for me?
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale.
Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find.
Say, have you been to Hart? It is a quaint little village down by the sea. Well, if you do visit, you might want to give the old man who lives there a wide berth. I hear he sets out to sea on his boat, day after day, only to be returned to shore by the brine again and again. As if that wasn't clear enough.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
Will nothing exciting ever happen here?
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone. For every last soldier had been transformed to stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade, and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was...
We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once.
Thus, with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed, did our hero put an end to the threat imposed. And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, it was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone. For every last soldier had been transformed into stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade, and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
And who was our hero? Why, needless to say,
You!
My, I'm trapped like a rat in a cage. This Arisen's both shrewd and fleet of foot. What? Can't you think of a reason? I'd thought you were keener wit than that. Let's just say there are some who don't want you wandering about as you please. I was to report on your comings and goings, you see. But I suppose that job's over. Now you found me out? So, how about it, friend? Will you let me go? I've no reason to trouble you any further. Aye, aye. You'll have your coin. That's how this works, isn't it? Glad we understand each other. I'll be on my way then.
You showed mercy to the Agent Master. How very gracious of you.
Well now, I'm not sure.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus is now to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bizarre, and appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the sky.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently. Speak your will, and I'll see it done.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches...
Can't say I have any tidings to share.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bizarre. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain. Should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
I've heard there's a means to tell if someone who claims to be arisen is in fact the real thing. See, there's an oracle up in the palace, whose powers allow her to divine whether the arisen yet lives. There's only one arisen in the world, so no matter how many pretenders come forth, the oracle can see through their lies. Although, come to think of it, is that really proof? Does the oracle know who the arisen is, or only that they exist?
This looks as good as
As I recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
We'll make our way there in time. As to whether 'twill be sooner or later, that is for the Arisen to decide.
Say, have you been to Harp? It is a quaint little village down by the sea.
Gather round, Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate.
Business could be better, but I'm scraping by.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bizarre. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain. Should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand. So he challenged its ingress with voice loudly drawn, and in an instant the giant was gone. Aye, in the face of his valour, the gigantus did pale. But who among you can name the hero of the tale? 'Twas none other than Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
I worked hard today. I think I'd earned it.
today.
Day of rest.
All the best tales come from travels at the inn.
Wonder if it's too early for dinner. Naught of import ever happens here, anyhow.
I don't know what to do.
That's quite enough!
What should I do?
Where's my dad?
I don't know what to do.
Maybe I'll keep right here.
Each day's harder to bear than the last.
I'll claw out his eyes. Dead on my someone to talk to.
Arms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
Lie sleep on my woes. May have
I'm scared of falling people's bed these days.
Say, weren't we tasked with another errand that sent us somewhere near here?
We might kill two birds with one stone, or focus on our current objective. Both choices have merit.
Dead on my feet.
This place offers a view of the sea.
Well, we shan't be diving in any...
Rejoice, my darling, for your Albert is returned.
Welcome home, dear.
I spend my days spinning yarns, only to come home to a wife for whose radiance I have no words. If there is a more fortunate fool in the city, I have yet to meet him.
Oh, you bold-faced flatterer.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Oh, well met, sir.
It's not worth writing home about.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Well met. This here's the sanctuary of tipplers and merrymakers alike. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Keep those orders coming. This fearsome world of ours is best met with stiff drinks and cheery hearts, I say.
Come now, stop and watch a moment.
Might not seem like much, but it tastes a treat. Will this take long? I've ought to be doing.
Is it true you're the Arisen? That's what I've heard, anyhow. Only, I seem to recall someone else boasting of being the Arisen over in the tavern about 6 months ago. Just be sure you play your part well, whatever the truth. The Arisen takes the crown here in Vermont, after all. The fellow Drake or two, and I reckon you'll earn the people's faith. Good luck to you.
You want something? Spit it out or piss off.
Aye, I'm well enough, thank you.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place.
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
Go on, have a look.
Wonder if there's any easy work to do.
Seems naught can cure our desire for oblivion.
Interested in my wares? May have their will.
It's been a hard day.
I always draw the short straw.
This is nice. Place, the more the merrier.
I pity those content to live in idleness.
What my kind of place is.
Go on, have a look.
It's been a hard day.
Wonder how long this job's supposed to last.
A few hours sleep.
Interested in my wares? Things up.
Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place. I wonder what the mind has in store.
Go on, have a look.
Pretty kind to me.
I'm tired of breaking my back for someone else.
That's about in a half. Interested in my wares?
Proper nutrition. Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place.
Stock up on the basics.
This is no place to compose my thoughts.
Ain't nothing but trouble.
It's me here for a song.
Go on.
Got a crack at your skull. What do you want to be topped off?
If I sleep on my woes, may have
Oh, this won't do. I'm in no fit state to perform.
Interested in my wares?
There are things I could do with an ox cart full of gold.
Suppose I'd best get to work.
I'd sooner not associate with drunkards.
Go on, have a
What
look.
should I get up to?
If I sleep on my woes,
Do to neglect proper nutrition.
This job better be worth it.
interested in my
Well,
wares?
bloody early.
Suppose I'd best get to work.
Go on, have a look.
I've a book I ought to be getting back to.
Life's been pretty kind to me.
The hour's grown late. Hilda's going to have my hide.
Where's my home?
Life's been pretty kind to me.
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
When the mind is split, the heart must lead. Or so I've learned.
I don't know what to do.
It isn't a place I'd like to find
Such a wage.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
Master. My heart knows no greater peace than when I'm by your side.
Good thing I was standing here, eh?
What should I do?
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Dude, what the fuck?
Sometimes I wonder if I'm kind. I've been on my feet all day. I wonder if it's too early for dinner. I'm at the end of my rope.
But not at the expense of my duty.
All this quiet makes me itch to
When does my
My head hurts just thinking about it.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
Okay. Hey.
Hi, sir. What I can do for you? What? You mean to say my Albert's a noble and has only been pretending to be a beggar? That can't be true. Earning a living in the slums isn't easy, but Albert and I, we've promised each other we'd try our hardest to make ends meet. We've been working toward that all this time. And you're saying 'tis all a lie? I don't want to believe such madness, but nor can I deny that these garments are my husband's. Pray, tell me where you found them. I must see this for myself.
It would seem we even need to visit the palace.
Arms, arms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate.
I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
I'm sure there's a very good reason for this detour. We must respect our master's wishes. Is this a challenge arisen to see who can keep pace?
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Duty to see this peace protected.
Have no fear, master.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
Too many undervalued. Very accidental scratch on my arms and I always draw the short straw.
'Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
Pray my watch finishes without incident.
Herald
Dude, where the fuck is this?
Would that such peace reigned eternal. 2-0. Would that all my days were so. Without incident.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. It was never my intent to deceive you. I simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. You've seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into it further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape.
I dare say you don't belong here.
Should I know you from somewhere?
How to proceed? I regret to inform you that there is no masquerade scheduled for today. I regret to inform you that there is no masquerade scheduled.
Smiles are the finest reward I could ask for.
I suppose I could indulge you.
What business have you here?
Oh, no, you don't. You're not allowed in here.
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
Oi! You can't come in here. Oh, no, you don't. You're not allowed in here.
You are not permitted to be here. Move along.
All honest coins may one sometime.
Good, you return. I find myself on edge when you stray from my... line of sight.
What's this? Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Oh, to think my eminence as a collector would reach in the ears of the Arisen. If only my collection were complete, I'd fain allow you to inspect it. Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its centerpiece is yet to arrive. And 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, mayhap you'd consider paying a visit to the sculptor in my stead. The man's home is located in Batar. You need only tell him that I eagerly await the sculpture's completion.
What say we gather some information?
This is my first time clapping eyes on such an item. I expect my own master has yet to even discover it.
Such
I've heard some interesting tidings about town.
If you refer to changes in the military's makeup, I've heard the same.
'Twould seem the Queen Regent has made significant alterations to the chain of command.
Welcome. No shame getting down here.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak? There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that these schemes run deep. To think, Deeza's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Deeza is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Deeza's focus, we may be able to gain more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I'm able to offer, I bid you, take this.
Seems we were right to suspect the Queen Regent. We ought to keep an eye on her in the days to come.
There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to Your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Deeza demanded Waldar amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that Your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for Your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, Your Majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Here, if you please. We're in the right place, but the one we're due to meet is yet to show. Ought we to wait for them?
This is the wrong time of day for what we have in mind. Best we set out again later.
Am I shedding?
Oi, you there. Your presence is requested at the tavern this evening. Who's the one requesting? I didn't ask. It is none of my concern. The fellow said aught about the usual place.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. Early Griffin gets the worm, as they say.
Naught compares to the thrill of victory. One cannot help but feel indomitable.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next.
Ah,
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new
The safer the roads, the heavier my...
Were you not listening? The tavern, tonight. Now you know you can leave me in peace. I don't have all day to...
Dead on my feet.
Interested in my wares?
Hoi, friend! There's something I've come to understand during my stolen hours exploring these streets, and I wanted to share it. Every last resident in this city is wholeheartedly devoted to living out their lives. It seems a simple observation, I know, but to me, 'twas a revelation. For it made me painfully aware of my own position. Can this existence of mine even be called living when I am so doted upon by my mother? I want to live a life I can proudly call my own, and to achieve it with all that my heart desires. I tire of enduring my mother's coddling, and of having to mind every twitch in her face in order to appease her. Looking at this box fills me with courage. 'Tis proof that I am not my mother's servant to be willed about as she pleases. 'Tis something I obtained of my own will, though it came to me through you, of course. Pray, take this with my thanks. 'Tis quite a rarity, as I hear it. I hope 'tis to your liking. Now, I'd best be off. I may not be able to wander the city again for some time. There's aught I would do. Thus, I cannot say when next we'll see each other. Though I feel sure we shall in time. Perhaps sooner than we might think. Till then, take care, friend.
That was quite a gift. I hope that procuring it was not a burden upon the lad.
It is as you say. We pawns are barred from entering the palace, but nothing shall keep me from escorting you to the gates.
What you need, man? You don't need a permit to get into Batal.
I'm a tad busy at the moment.
I've things to do, if you don't mind.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, it is plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, your Majesty? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
Methinks our travels will progress smoothly on this occasion.
We're off to Vernworth Palace then.
Onward to Vernworth Castle.
Let us make for the palace, that you might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. I cannot enter the palace myself, I will at least escort you to the entrance. Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change. Good. We're here. Do you know how long?
You are the Arisen, yes? Follow me!
to arrest us yet.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards spy you, I will be forced to.
I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chamber.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Or perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return presently. What are you doing in here? I don't recognize you. Guards, seize the intruder.
ne'er had cause to draw steel.
Oh, get my shit back, dude.
My need. Nothing, mate.
Oh, very well. Back to your side I go.
There should be of use.
We're off to Vernworth Palace then.
Let us make for the palace, that you might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. I cannot enter the palace myself. I will at least escort you to the entrance. Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
Well met, sir.
If I were you, Master, I'd not leave this unread.
A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest.
Would that all my days were so tranquil.
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
I suppose all we can do is wait.
It's a dreary life, this. All its comforts.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
You are not permitted to be here. Move along.
I expect you to simply accept this. Absurd! This can't be how it ends. I expected to simply accept this. Absurd!
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother.
Well, well. Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to seeing around the palace. How did you get in here?
Oi! Who goes there?
Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though, we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, my lady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, my lady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. I don't appreciate having my motives questioned. I did as I saw fit. Need I say more? Still, you are welcome to come calling, should the fancy take you, and should you have the gold for it. Off you go now. If you wish to speak further, 'twill have to wait. This is neither the time nor the place for it.
That such peace reigned
But not at the expense of my duty.
done by dust. I'd soon stay out of that very possible. It's a bit early for a rest as yet.
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign. I've got nothing for you.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilled between Vermund and its neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. Perchance it will help speed you on your way to Melv.
A moment long away.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phasus fellow, but what precisely is their aim?
I'm afraid I cannot escort you beyond the castle entrance, Master. We will have to part ways till you emerge.
A ladder, is it? How convenient. After you, Arisen.
Such quietude is a blessing.
Still waiting on the report.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
It's too quiet here. Our brigands lurking about.
We cannot accompany you there, Master, but fear not. You'll find us here when you return. Pawns may not enter the castle grounds, Master. We shall have to part ways at the gates.
So where's this fucking dude? Why is it like so complicated to find anything?
Good to see you, Master.
Right, just follow me.
Anywhere's better than the middle of a crowd.
Those new recruits could barely lift their swords.
Great, but dude, where's the fucking...
I'm sure I can handle this. Quite sure.
It's too quiet here. Everything's looking good.
So, you've come. Captain Brant bade me allow you passage.
What moves you done by getting cut open?
Dude, what are you doing?
Don't focus. It wasn't let the captain.
Huh? Thanks, I suppose.
Wait for the new equipment. Fate is sealed. I want to let the captain see my... How dare you!
Christ.
This is beyond me, I fear. Just the end. I'd sooner stay out. There's no road. Seems there's no man's time.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above. Oh, how I've longed to embrace my bedroll. 'Tis an odd thing to wake after the sun has fallen.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Shall we get underway?
Something good will come of today. I just know.
Though I cannot enter the palace myself, I will at least escort you to the entrance.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with three options. Or Jesus Arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man
you think I was
named
just a
Crusoe
rescue or what?
appeared and claimed to be arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be, Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests. And I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? I suspected as much. Then we are done here. Leave me be.
Okay.
fight with such worn-out gear?
Or to polish up my gear.
I mean, like,
Couldn't hurt to put my feet up a moment.
An appropriate choice arisen. I'll gladly take the lead. Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
These really are hidden in the most unlikely places, aren't they?
A splendid discovery. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this.
what is a place with plenty of tomes? The library? Like, what the fuck?
There's a ladder here.
After you, Arisen. This rumour has been troubling me ever since I first caught wind of it. Apparently, there is an illness we pawns can catch beyond the rift that makes us a danger to ourselves and others. Symptoms include an unruly attitude and overconfidence, and in the end, we turn our backs on our master and our duty.
How terrible. We shall have to be alert for signs of the sickness among our number.
Go on, have a look.
Okay, so this is completely fucking ridiculous.
Tranquil places such as this.
Wonder if there's any.
I feel eyes on my back, watching you.
Beg pardon, sir, but have you any information about what happened here? A couple were found dead, you see. Poor Albert was stabbed from behind, and Selena, by all appearances, ended her own life after killing him. I can't fathom it. I knew the both of them, and I cannot imagine Selena doing such a thing, let alone to her dear husband. One witness claims Selena was turned away from a noble's estate shortly before the incident. But how could that possibly have led to aught so gruesome as this?
This job better be working. Bloody early.
Haste makes waste, as they say.
Wonder if it's too early for dinner.
What should I do? What to do? What to do? I've no mother or father to speak of, you see. So the nice people at the Gracious Hand take care of me. I wanted to get them a present to say thank you, and I thought a bunch of flowers would be just the thing. The problem is, I can't seem to find any good ones. Do you think you could help me? All I need is a bunch of pretty flowers. For true. Thank you ever so much, Arisen. I'm sure you'll find the prettiest flowers that ever were. Hoi, Arisen! Have you brought me a bunch of flowers? Well, take your time. You know where to find me.
Alms for the poor. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May fortune smile upon you, kind sir. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I... Many thanks. May fortune smile upon you, kind sir. Ah, hold on a moment, Sir Arisen. Perchance you would be willing to aid me with another matter. You see, one of the children we care for here at the Gracious Hand has gone missing. Malcolm, his name is. He's a steady lad. I can't imagine he would have run away. This building's very old. It could be that he's found himself in some strange corner of it. Might I impose on you to search for him?
Let us begin by gathering information.
There's no great shock to me.
Watch yourself. You don't need a permit to get into Batal. Just hide in the back of an ox cart.
Is there aught I can assist you with?
Do not approach me. Do not approach me.
Bitches. Jesus.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
What teachings myself?
Excellent. Just what I was hoping for.
Wronged me.
This place gives me an ill. I'm so
What business would you have with a humble farmer?
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Malcolm. All he's doing of late is picking through rubble. Don't know why he bothered. Maybe he was hoping to find something shiny among the rubble.
Assess my thoughts down dark past this place. My legs are fair numb.
more bad trouble here. I'd best move along.
There's obviously fucking something here. But why can't I get in there?
Farming might look like simple work, but tisn't.
Where could Malcolm have gotten off to?
You don't look like much.
What the fuck?
Anything better than this. Even the grave.
Mayhap I ought to be getting home.
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
My prayers will show. Is Malcolm all right? We were supposed to go exploring together, but I overslept and he went without me. Wish he'd woken me up. I was really looking forward to going down into those vaults. Oh no, I wasn't meant to tell anyone that.
Our results are awaited. What say we make our report?
Just where are these vaults exactly? Let us return to Sir Kendrick. Perchance he will know more.
Fuck is it?
Fret not, Master. I know precisely.
Let me alone!
Vaults, you say? By my knowledge, they were sealed off. Ah, but you mentioned rubble, aye? And perhaps the lad found a way through. Come, I fear there's not a moment to lose. Pray, follow me, and quickly.
Where that spot I just was, they went on me
I
over.
believe this is the place to which the
Oh,
children
shit.
were referring. Look there, a hole. Could he have passed through here? There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage ahead looks small, but we may be able to squeeze through. Let us make haste.
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
I dare say that's part and parcel of the adventurous trade.
Malcolm, thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe freely at last.
Sir Kendrick, you'll never believe what I've found. It's just up ahead. Books, sir. Books, books, and more books. It's like some sort of secret workshop.
Truly, perhaps we ought to take a look.
We ought not lose sight of our guide.
There's no great shock to me.
Is there no getting through this door?
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
Over here.
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing? And I found it. Me.
'Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of archive? Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. This collection must be worth a fortune. 'Tis a veritable treasure trove of wisdom. Might I ask that you not share the existence of this place with others, Sir Arisen? We cannot allow the knowledge accumulated here to be misused or mistreated. We ought to entrust its care to someone worthy, someone who can appreciate its true value. Pray tell me if you know of such an individual. As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place. It will be our little secret. Understood?
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for your silence, you may come and go as you please. Let's investigate this place's secrets together, eh?
It near boggles the mind that so impressive an archive slumbered here. Which is surely any scholar's dream.
It is no great shock to me.
I grant you lightning's fangs.
It was a fascinating tale those soldiers outside the palace were discussing.
Oh, did it pertain to the Queen Regent and an important personage, perchance?
Indeed. Some suppose there is more to her relationship with this Batard than is publicly known.
Dude, can I not fucking destroy this thing?
Driving me up the wall, Tiz.
Now this is a conundrum.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen. No time to catch your breath. Try to keep up.
There are few places where I can let down the guard.
fucking dungeon again for the third time.
Wait for your equipment's coming.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
I suppose all we can do is wait.
Sure why I'm patrolling, if I'm honest.
Minute now.
Well, have you found... Oh, to think such a place existed. Guide me outside, then. If you can
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
This should be far enough. If you truly are Arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
We ought to bring word of this to Captain Brandt.
Try.
Head for road if aught goes awry.
This ladder can take us to new heights.
Ah, excellent find.
Welcome.
I'll see how far my talents can take me.
Specimen coin to show for it.
here we are.
As a reward for your Majesty's efforts, you have been invited to attend the coronation. 'Twould seem congratulations are in order. You will, of course, require raiment befitting of the occasion. I would ask...
Mayhap a noble will succumb to my charms.
So, did I...
Winches on all sides.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap 'twould be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this. Consider it remuneration for your Majesty's efforts.
Not bad, all things considered.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, your Majesty. Ah, there is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
Mayhap you'll learn aught of this scoundrel who would claim your title if you attend a palace masquerade. We're off to Vernworth Palace, then.
Again. Jesus Christ. Let's get the fuck out of this fucking palace.
Anywhere's better than the middle of the crowd.
Still waiting on them.
We shall await you here, Master.
I shall suffer none to disturb this peace.
Not far from your station, are you not?
I was bored out my skull guarding the palace. At least here I...
Children of the fair. decades. Naught but tedious talk of golden governance.
We don't have business, do we?
Is this fast truly to the Sovereign's taste?
Have you heard? There's to be more restrictions on goods traded with Batar. Apparently, even privately owned items will come to be curtailed soon.
I only pray my watch finishes without anything.
I find dressing for these occasions awfully tedious.
On it now.
Not an inkling of
Dude, where is this asshole then?
I only pray my watch finishes without
Little enough gold to spend as 'tis.
Something.
There's to a real bow.
Here I might reflect upon my days in peace.
Everyone who dances with me complains of sore feet.
Best to remain sober.
I'll not indulge you in fruitless prattle.
So tell me more of this
Another ale can't make my dancing any worse.
I've naught to say to the likes of you. I shan't let anything spoil my evening.
Why, you're... No. Pay me no mind.
We who are gathered here are naught but nameless nobles. 'Twould be uncouth to inquire after another's identity.
Why, no. Pay me no...
We who are gathered here are...
Would seem ours. Surely these extravagances cannot continue.
I'm in no mood for talk.
All this merrymaking is a joy to behold.
Leave me be.
'Twouldn't do to med...
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
I shan't let...
I'll not tolerate your presence a moment longer.
'Twouldn't do to meddle in each other's affairs here.
I've naught to say to you.
Okay.
'Twouldn't do to meddle in each other's affairs here.
Off with you.
A welcome respite from all that are just grateful I get to lead quiet life.
Is there nary a chance? Come here, the datas.
My sword arm could use some work.
Don't look to me to solve this.
Ray, leave me be, sir.
Where is this fucking asshole? I don't get it. back later. Again.
Should you espy any large monster clearing the
I gotta give this bitch flowers before they rot like we want.
At last we've arrived. Delivery in hand.
Perhaps once we've concluded this bit of business, we might allow ourselves a moment's rest.
You have my support.
So tired. I've barely the vim to tie my boots.
Hoya Risen! Have you brought me a bunch of flowers already? Oh, just look at them. They're the most beautiful flowers I've ever seen. These should brighten the sisters' days. Say, would you mind terribly if I asked you another favor? See, one of my friends taught me a magic spell. It's supposed to let you meet whomever you like. All you have to do is find a silver stone, put it under your pillow, and say the magic words. But there's the problem. I've been looking all over for such a stone, and I can't find one anywhere. Would you find a silver stone and bring it to me, Arisen? For true. I knew I could count on you, Arisen. I'll be waiting.
Our next mission is to acquire a silver stone.
Oh, I can't find a silver stone anywhere. Oh, just look how it shines. That's it. Aren't you curious who I want to meet? Well, I'll tell you. My mother and father. I don't even know what they look like, you know. Not to say I'm unhappy at the gracious hand, of course. But I'd really like to meet them, even just once. I want to tell them how grateful I am that they gave me life. Oh, it's so shiny. Oh, hi, Arisen. You'll help me again if I need it, won't you? Please say yes.
Miss Daphne seemed pleased with our efforts.
Oh, it's so shiny. Oh, hi, Arisen. You'll help me again if I need it, won't you?
And here I thought I was leading the way. But I suppose your whims take precedence. Perhaps the Arisen has recalled some more pressing business. Fret not. I'm sure we'll come back to this eventually.
I quite like it
We've arrived, I see.
We shall remain here.
There are few places where I can let time go. I do best mind yourself in my presence, sir.
I do wonder who's behind the mask, but I shan't pry.
You wouldn't want to make the others jealous now.
Why, no. Pay me no mind.
We who are gathered here are naught but nameless.
So where is this fucking practice?
fine place to collect my thoughts.
Such quietude is a blessing. I'd sooner stay out of that.
Is there nary a chance?
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area.
In here.
Open up!
You're dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss. And what business have you here in the nobles' playground? Hmm? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on then, keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty. Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check. Lest you forget, these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, I mean I. As you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phaesus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, Then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. Come see me in my bordlery, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me.
Time to earn my coin. Does that smell? Place it.
Best head to market.
This is too much for me, I fear.
So many happy. That is quite the quandary.
What do you take me for?
Or
Feel very well. I ought to find someone to buy me a drink. The sun's too bright for these poor eyes.
Been a while since I heard a good song. A place to soothe the spirit.
Everyone's busy with their own affairs.
I'm not sure what to do. This place always.
Welcome, sir.
Sometimes this is the only place I
That is quite the quandary.
I'm not sure what to do with myself today.
Not sure what to do about that.
Talk to be said. Peace.
I'm not sure what to do with myself today.
Master, pray let me know beforehand if we are to meet somewhere different.
Our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that.
Must be vigilant. The town.
A ladder, is it? How convenient.
We ought to put it to good use.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Well, well. He is merely Disa's puppet then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes. Even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phases, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well.
So, the full sovereign, Queen Regent Disa, and this...
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. While examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds, I made a curious discovery. For some time now, it seems, she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of sweet crown flower. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the would-be arisen, appeared on the scene. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude that these sums are passing into the hands of Arthur himself. Yet 'tis strange, for sweet crown flowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermont. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain. Yet all the same, I would ask that your Majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key to unraveling Disa's scheme and securing your enthronement.
So tired, I've barely the vim to tie my boots. Naught I can do but wait for death to...
Getting proper rest is an important duty in its own right. Should we hunt a few monsters to start the day off?
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Shall we get underway? Ingredients are plentiful.